broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Get out of Denver, better go! Get out of Denver, better go! Get out of Denver, better go! Get out of Denver, cause you look just like a commie and you might just be a member. Better get out of Denver, better get out of Denver. Well, without some fashion and the sounds.
Let's get out of Denver with the W.
Ride that pony. Yes, sir.
That's it.
I'm fired up after that, boys, right? Little Bob Seger.
Oh,
great.
awesome.
That's
You
great.
always get fired up.
Great
with
call.
Bob
Great
Seger.
call.
Yeah.
I like that.
Patriot Nation, welcome back again to another edition of Patriots Wrap 360. Joining me as usual, Jason Charelli and Kevin Finn. I'm Mike Conley. A little special guest tonight.
Special.
Special. Emphasis on the special.
Capital S.
Oh, yeah. You may recognize him from such movies as The Fighter, or Black Mass, or Waxing Old. Lifelong Pats fan, like I said. Actor, stuntman, former Bowdoin halfback, Anthony Molinari. How you doing, kid?
Oh,
T-Bone.
Living the dream, brother. Just living the dream.
Good to see you, Anthony.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me out.
Obviously, yeah, of course. We're on a high. Obviously, after the Pats bring a big win in Foxborough, 27-20 over the Chiefs. I'm excited. Obviously, we're going to Denver. We're going to shelve that discussion for just a second and dwell on the Kansas City game. Who impressed you out there?
Oh, this is number 12?
Number 12.
Number 12?
He has a tendency to do that.
He tends to impress every game.
It
How
did-
about a little Gronkowski?
Just having all his weapons back.
Yeah,
is
just
huge.
that's just it, you know? I mean,
It almost reminded me of, like, and maybe this is just me because I equate things to 1980s movies, but like when Schwarzenegger in Commando finally gets to the weapon shack.
Yep.
You know? You know?
Yes.
And it's like, because it's like, oh, don't let him get to the weapon
No,
shack.
don't do that.
Don't let him get
Don't
his
do that.
weapons, because then it's going to be all over for the bad guys. And it was all over for the Chiefs this past Saturday. 27-20. The first drive was just...
I mean, they basically...
I believe you like to call number 12
the surgeon.
the surgeon.
Yes, I love calling him the surgeon,
Oh, yeah.
and that was the surgeon. He was in session.
He was.
And the Pats controlled that game. I mean, unbelievably, in the end, it came down to an onside kick, which just proves how close these NFL games, these playoff games are, because the Pats really had control of that game from the start. It was just awesome game plan, awesome performance, I think, from 11 and 12. I mean, Jules... back in the saddle.
Oh, and it didn't take long for him to show his value. You know, first, third and long we had, boom.
So good.
Hit the kid. So
Yeah.
good. And like, you know what's unbelievable too, and we hopped along this a lot this year when we had some non-season ending injuries, was that depth developing, you
Right.
know? So now it's like you don't have to have Danny Amendola and Brandon LaFell being your 1-2. They're your 3-4 now.
And
You
Keyshawn
know?
Martin
And
still,
Keyshawn
he's got a
Martin
nice little
in the
role
mix.
there.
He
You
got
know I'm
those-
going to call his
Oh,
name.
oh yeah, it was that huge 50-yard completion.
It was unbelievable.
And like them even coming out and going to LaFell right off the top, you know, just shows you, hey, listen,
We're going to spread it around.
we're going to spread it around, and you can't cover all of us. Oh, you're going to cover JoJo LaFell with your fourth best guy? Taste it. That's a matchup we like,
Yeah.
and we may go to it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was killer.
And the defense, I mean, not to just like completely blow up, that was an awesome performance. I mean, they basically came out and did the typical Belichick thing and took Kelsey and just shut him down.
Right.
took him out, assassinated him. See you later. Can't get off the line of scrimmage. 3 yards downfield was about as far as he was getting all game long.
I mean, the biggest highlight he had was when he was trying to mock Brady when he came out. In the opening.
Yes, it was. Yes.
I missed that.
Oh yeah,
that.
Brady came out. Did you see that? Brady came out. He was getting into it with the stands, getting all fired up as he always does. And Kelsey over there had a little something to say, and he just ran by him, and that was his highlight of the day.
It was the pregame warm-up,
Yeah,
right? When he
pregame
goes
warm-up.
out with the guys and runs around. He does a lap around the field with
Yeah.
Garoppolo.
Yep.
And then he was firing the crowd up, and I guess he mocked him afterwards.
Yeah, and that was his highlight. That was it.
That was it.
Thanks for coming out, Kelsey.
I mean,
That's what you get.
And the Broncos are doing it again this week. They're giving the Pats bulletin board material again, and it's just it falls right into our plan for going and winning games. We save someone on the freeway, and then you guys give us bulletin board material, and then we go and we wipe the field with you.
But
on
unfortunately, the bulletin material landed on Gronk's lap, and he
He
the
sent
low,
out a tweet, didn't he?
yeah, about low
Yeah.
blows. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come back, Gronk. Get that leash. We gotta bring that in a little
Yeah.
tighter.
I'm not on the Twitter, so per usual, you're gonna have to clue me into what his tweet was.
His tweet was, who was the Denver was basically saying, oh, the only way we can tackle Gronkowski is if we go low. We're gonna hit him low. And basically
Hit him in
just
the knees.
threatening to hit his knees again.
Oh.
And Gronkowski followed that up with, he goes, yeah, I heard a lot of guys on Denver.
Like to give low blows.
Like
That's-
to give the low blows.
Oh, boom.
What guy doesn't
That's
like
it.
low blows,
That's
right?
it.
I
That's
mean,
it.
he basically did a Gronk spike on that whole conversation.
Gronk
spike.
I thought I read somewhere that he commented on them coming out at Brady and calling him a crybaby and stuff. Is that not true?
They ran through the locker room with that today, and I think the best quote they got out of anybody was actually LaFell. He's like, he's not a whiner, he's a winner.
Oh.
You know what was funny about that whole thing? Like, the New York Post had it on their newspaper. You know what
Yeah,
I
oh,
mean?
yeah.
Crybaby. Like, what are you guys even getting involved with this for?
It's golf season in New York. I mean, they don't know what to write about. They can't write. What are they going to write about? The Knicks?
But like, who's talking
was a
this
good
shit
one.
in Denver? Is it defense or is it offense? Are they talking Brady or are they talking like,
Defense.
So yeah.
No,
and that's their job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
They're
Well,
pretty
I
much
hope-
doing their best.
They
That's
better
what-
hope they have a better
I mean,
job.
yeah. I mean, look at these guys are good. There's no denying that. I mean, these guys are. I mean, Von Miller. I wouldn't want to. I'd rather face any other defense than Denver's defense right now in the NFL. I mean, they're pretty nasty. So like,
Number one
that's
ranked
their
defense in the
job. So
NFL.
they're basically following exactly what typically they're supposed to be doing, talking smack
Yeah.
and trying to fire up the quarterback. I mean, knowing Belichick, well, observing Belichick and then seeing how he runs his crew, these guys will be playing this like routine. This is got to be blue book style for these guys. So I mean, I can't imagine.
Avoid the noise, man.
I can't avoid. Yeah. I
Avoid
mean,
the
I think
noise.
that's. I mean, I don't know. My biggest concern watching that beginning of that Denver game was all the drops by Edelman.
Yes.
Oh, the Kansas City
Yes.
game, yeah.
I mean, like what? Seriously.
Check it out, though.
Like that was not impressive. That was my big. Like, look at love seeing Tom. As soon as you see him start throwing those little BBs, you're like, okay, this is the guy we needed to be in the game. And then all of a sudden you see boom, boom, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is up with?
But here's the thing, and I said this last week. I said there's going to be a little bit of time for them to catch a rhythm. I thought it would actually it would take a little bit longer. He dropped a few passes, and it was off to the races. He was back in.
I mean, he was probably the nerves. Everybody, if you weren't nervous at
Yeah.
that point, if you're Julian Edelman, then you're not that type of
It
player.
played
That's the
out.
bottom line.
Look,
He was
Julian
fired up for the moment.
Edelman
And
is a super. You don't drop. If you're Julian Edelman, that's the balls you don't. I remember when Wes Welker started dropping those, and you're like, "Oh,
come on.
wait a second, playoff Super Bowl. What the?
whoa,
Hey, what
whoa.
kind of difference are we?"
No,
I'm just saying, like,
time out.
To me, it's a big red
No
flag.
way,
On
no way.
What? I look
Just
at
a little rust.
what does he do? He turns it, and the best part about Brady is he moves it around. I mean,
You know what the
don't
best
get
part
me
about
wrong.
Brady is he gave him that look after he dropped the pass. He gave him that look like Edelman.
3 times that because I mean I don't know how many times he dropped, but I mean I recall at least 3.
Yeah, I would say 3. But look, how many weeks was he out? I mean, he was out for 6?
I have no problem with that.
listen,
Especially after
So
a
they-
playoff win, we like to dwell on the good things.
I mean, look,
like 10
look,
catches for 200 yards.
look,
the guy who hasn't
let me
played
ask
in
this.
7 weeks.
He didn't,
yeah,
didn't
look
drop
at-
a pass after that. He didn't drop a pass after that. He's fine. I mean, look, this is his first game back. He's got a steel plate in his toe. I mean, in his shoe. He hasn't played in 6 weeks. I mean, yeah, he dropped a few passes. Yeah, jeez.
Man. Woo.
Speaking of tough nuts,
Yes.
all right, we got a little bit of a problem. I don't want to go too far ahead,
Okay.
but you have heard who this week's head referee has been announced.
I did. The
Big
huge
Hogs.
ones.
Hercules.
So we know one thing. First off,
Hercules.
that the ref will have no sleeves, regardless of the weather on Sunday in Denver. And we know one other thing, that he will be most likely making calls favoring the Denver Broncos,
well, that's
seeing as how the Denver
cost us the first
Broncos are 7-0,
In Ed
and
Hockey games.
Ed's 7 last games that he's officiated.
Interesting.
Now, do you think that with the Pats, that being that they are a pretty decent team,
Right.
and they're one of the best teams in the league, they obviously would have a winning record, right? I get with Ed Hockey League, they would have. I mean,
You would think.
I don't know.
Let's
but
go.
all-
Let's go to the legal pad on that one.
Well, I
what
think-
is their record? Do you know?
3-6
3-6 with that hockey league this season.
since 2010.
Wow.
The Patriots are 3. So the Patriots have only won 3 games. Lost 6.
Since I'm sorry, let me clarify that because I kind of ran you around a little bit. Since the 2010, okay, the Patriots are 3-6 when Ed Hockey referees one of their games.
I'm confused. 3-6 doesn't equal 2010, does it?
Well, Ed Hockey League doesn't
He didn't do
officiate every single
one of their
game.
games.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's not doing high school games
I'm not-
anymore. He's actually doing
He's a much
Never
better
claimed to be
actor.
the sharpest
he's
tack
not-
in the bunch.
Much better actor.
Yep.
See, that's to me. I look at Vegas
It's not
puts
some good odds.
puts the odds out there that you could bet on. Goodell is putting the odds on the field with Hockey.
So it makes me really nervous this week because I have never felt in a professional sports game in my adult life the hand of something else like I did this season when I watched the New England Patriots play the Denver Broncos. With everything that was going on, with all the backstory, I'm not going to say the word, but you know what it is, the D word.
yeah,
That game
deflate game.
that game had some extra elements going on, and to not think that those same players now being put in place.
I mean, look, the fact that we're
Unbelievable.
even talking about it, and I do believe, I'm with you. Like, I do think that, to me, I'm more nervous about that aspect than I am the Denver defense.
Because here's my point, all right?
The referee aspect?
Yes,
Yes.
I am very nervous about it. Here's why. The New England Patriots came out and controlled the Kansas City Chiefs, but this is playoff football, and playoff football is playoff football, and that game came down to an onside kick. As much as they controlled both sides of the football, or all 3 sides of the football, really. And that game still came down to an onside kick. And in Denver, man, it makes me nervous. It really makes me nervous.
Mile High sucks for a Patriots fan. I'm telling you, man. Like, there's no worse place to be.
Bring your inhaler.
I do not exactly. Like,
For a fan or a player?
For both. Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. As a player, you don't like going there.
Just because of the
As a-
altitude, or like
Well, at the bottom line, it's an adjustment. No player likes
It's
an
like when you
adjustment.
go to somebody else's dome, whatever, their backyard, and you got to play them in there, and you don't have a good record there, which me personally, and I can't talk numbers, I'm just saying from experience.
Tom Brady is 2-6 at Denver.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This is insane. Like, it's not a good place to be. And this was the last one. I did not want to see them out there.
I think he's due. He's just due.
Who's
You know
due?
what? I don't like
Tommy.
Brady.
I love it. Nobody more in the world wants to believe it than me. I just don't like. Finn's talking about referees. We're talking about Mile High. There's a lot
of elements.
A lot of. This
There's
is
a lot of
this is like
elements.
we can't
Well,
just
there's
be like,
always
hey,
a
we're
lot
the
of
best
storylines.
offense. All right, defense is coming back. Whoever's they're okay to go. Like this.
It wouldn't be the AFC Championship though without a lot of storylines, And I think a lot of what's going on this week
know
is
what?
a
It
lot of
wouldn't
people
be an
keep trying to
AFC
draw parallels to things that have happened. In this season we had this happen this season, but every season writes its own story. And, just because we have 20 guys in the IR or 21 or whatever it is, doesn't mean they can't, win every game for the rest of the season. And, the same goes the other way. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. I think a lot's been made.
It wouldn't be an AFC championship if the Patriots weren't in it.
Right?
This is their 5th straight AFC championship.
Thank you.
5th straight.
That was like a softball.
It took a long time for that ball to get me.
Yeah.
It's like ho-hum. It's mid-January. It must be Brady versus Manning in the AFC Championship game. I mean, it's like a fair guess.
Yeah.
You could just throw out there in like September, and you got a good shot of that actually happening. So this is going to be Brady Manning 17.
So we didn't really that KC game that just kind of.
I do actually want to get to so let's shelve this conspiracy theory and all of our fears about Mile High for just a second, and just go back and do a little more gloat purging, get it out of our system, and let's just really talk about how great the Patriots were on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And really, just from that opening bell, where Reed tries to flip the scripts and he defers,
right?
To the Pats.
That was kind of like
it's great. It's so great because Kansas City, a team that likes to play from ahead.
Yeah, right.
They go ahead and defer. They give us the ball. Guess what? You're not going to play ahead for the rest of the game. Yeah. We're just going to go to wire to wire.
Well, it's the classic. It's a classic version of like Belichick making a coach like almost outcoach himself because he's getting. You're like, that was awesome.
Yeah. Tom Brady's 30th career playoff game. Patriot ties a Patriot record with
touchdown passes. What?
All right, good. Adam Vinatieri, his 30th playoff game played for the Patriots franchise, ties Adam Vinatieri for the franchise lead.
You know who's one of my favorite players this year? You could probably appreciate him. Under I don't know what you call him, 12th man or whatever.
All right,
Patrick Chung,
dude. Patrick Chung this game was an animal. And like. I like to watch. I think I've told you guys that NFL Insider shows because they have like GMs in there. And one of the more knowledgeable guys is guy Bill Polian. That guy. He's great. I love watching him. But last week he said a little something that ruffled my Patriots feathers in saying that Travis Kelce's going to be a problem and Patrick Chung can't guard him, so they're probably going to have to put like Devin McCourty on him and some Jamie Collins. And we said on this program a little something different that Pat Chung was going to rise to the occasion.
Oh yeah, and because he's done nothing but that. And I mean it's
great cover guy this year. I didn't think he had it in him this season or ever. Well, he's been great.
Everyone's making such a big deal about all the plays Chip Kelly's cut, but no one's ever said his name in that mix. And he's one of those guys Chip Kelly cut. And he's another one you could add to that list. And he might be one of the ones that actually Chip Kelly's really bummed about.
Right.
Wait, Chip cut him?
He left the Pats, remember? And he went and signed with the Eagles. And he had one. I mean, he was hurt that season. He only lasted one season.
And then
Kelly
he came back.
Yeah.
And then he came back.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't heard that been mentioned once when they're talking about Chip Kelly's moves, and it's like I don't mind some of them, but cutting Chung right now doesn't look so good for him.
Sure doesn't. We'll take it. Thanks very much.
Yeah,
we'll take him back. The it was awesome too, and I don't know if you heard this on the game feed. It might have been something I heard on like the sounds of the game, the sound FX or whatever. But that before that first 3rd 10 conversion to Edelman on that like very first drive, you can hear Brady is like, "Watch 55, Jules. Watch 55," and then he loses 55 and gets an 11-yard gain. Boom. Yeah. Boom. Raise him. I was just so great.
He's playing with so much confidence and swagger, man. Brady.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's earned it, and he's working with it, and it's just like he's like in this castle by himself, just orchestrating.
If that dude isn't going to have swagger, nobody in the world should have swagger,
Yeah. I mean, he can make Uggs look cool. I mean,
For
seriously.
I make him look pretty decent. No? Okay.
You're the first person I
all right.
say that.
I'm just picturing that in my mind.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Boxers in your Uggs?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I rock my Uggs. I do. I rocked them before Brady did, FYI.
Sure.
It's and he caught on. Me and him are Facebook friends. I just want to let you know. That's true. Actually. Yeah.
That's kind of gay.
So we did suffer a loss though in that game.
Yeah. There was a loss. Longtime veteran Gerard Mayo who it really hasn't been the same player since all his injuries, but still is a great guy in the locker room.
Stopgap when you get injuries
exactly,
going.
I mean, it's gonna be fine. He's still gonna be around. He's still gonna be part of the chemistry of what's happening.
He's not gonna be on the field. He was on the field last Sunday.
I
he
know.
was on the field.
But he's been filling in. He's been coming in, and he hasn't been playing. All snaps. I mean, I think I was reading he played 30%,
36% or something like that. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a loss for sure.
Huge.
It's a huge loss. But I mean, I'm more concerned about Jimmy Collins and his injury.
Limited to practice today. A lot of guys limited to practice today. But just to kind of stay on the Chiefs game for a little bit. And obviously, Gronk, so good, so good on that first drive when he hit that one and then started rumbling. It's just so fantastic. And then that back shoulder throw for the first touchdown.
It's unbelievable how well he moves without the ball for a big guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like it's almost like unfair to like Scott Chandler because you like expect him to look the same, and he looks like Big Bird, and Gronkowski looks like Edelman, but he's like massive. He looks like a weird like video game character that you created. You know what I mean?
And when he gets the ball, he protects that ball. Like when he pulls that in, it's like you are not taking this ball from me.
That guy is a beast.
No,
like, he's got like the guys like him. It doesn't matter how good of a cover guy you are. I mean, Finn and I together like this. This is his wingspan. Like when he puts his arms up, I saw him the other game. He put his arms up, and like White was like underneath his armpit. And I mean, like so he's got a wingspan that's absolutely ridiculous. Now, when you have a guy that big and you're defending him, if the ball is thrown in the right spot, it's impossible. Like as a defender, and especially if you can make one-hand catches, which Gronk is like nasty at.
Yeah.
As a defender, it's almost undefendable. You have to have two guys on.
You
have to have two guys on.
double.
So you have to double team this guy. That you've already opened up a slot for somebody.
Well, and that's why all these guys are complaining that he pushes off because that's the only thing that like. And I think Denver actually
Who
said
doesn't
something about
push
that.
off?
Right.
I mean, I'm not talking. But I mean, like when you run, it's like when you make a cut. You have to. There's a body like
And
differential.
also, it's like they're at the chuck. They're getting beat. You're basically saying you're trying to bump them at the line, and you're getting beat up.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm going to be very interested to see how many penalties, how many flags he gets this week.
Well, he's getting at least two.
This
He's
is the
getting at
Denver
least-
game, but the Denver game before they called a couple. I remember one specifically that was absolutely
unreal.
Yep.
It was really. It was so questionable, and it was actually
That's what I'm
it was
telling you.
almost like this is part of the game. If you get beat that bad, that you should not. I mean, a guy's like not even pushing off. I mean, it was just touching the guy's body.
Yeah, I know.
But this is why you cannot make this an official game. I mean, officials cannot let the
Right,
the
you can't
so
let
you
it be-
have to
yeah,
come
they
out.
have to come
and
out.
you have to basically, and it comes down to Brady and Peyton. I mean, like who is the general going to show up, or is the Peyton of this past season going to show up? And is Brady going to come up like he's been playing all season? I mean, he's been a stud all season, which is insane.
This conversation is like it's like walking a dog. Everybody wants to get to the Denver game, and
true.
you're like back here,
keep
like
bringing
I'm sorry,
patting
KC,
around the KC
But
game.
It's
Hey,
like
like
so
we-
what now? What? Like,
like
I mean,
we
who cares
always
about
say-
KC? What are we doing? What are we doing now? I mean, like,
I still wanted to just rain some praise down on Patty Sean. Go ahead.
Can I throw something about the KC game?
Yeah, come on,
This
Jay.
goes along with what Kevin was saying. He was, that game really came down to the wire a bit, and also with the confidence that Brady's rolling with. It was 2nd and 12 with 1:10 left on the clock. Casey had 2 timeouts. They were on the 50-yard line, and they're just chucking the ball. He almost threw a pick.
He did almost throw a pick. That was huge.
If that was a pick,
was
we're
huge.
I don't know what we're talking about right now.
I'm
There
just
is no
telling
show.
you. That's why I'm saying it's just one,
game
two
of
bad
inches,
calls
as
from.
they like to say.
Yes.
But
and that's that's my biggest concern about Edelman. Like this is his go. These
What are you
guys,
talking about?
I'm telling you, these
How's
guys.
this got to Edelman?
That's.
I guess I just
You
think
might-
you're
you're
like,
gonna get
what's
yourself a seat on the
it's
couch
a
if you
game.
keep talking
I know.
about
I'm
Edelman.
sorry. Like I know he's gonna look at. I think Martin's gonna play a big part in this game.
Curtis
It's gonna-
Martin?
Yeah.
I'm no.
Keyshawn.
He's got dreads. I don't know.
But I'll tell you what he's not going to be doing. Returning punts. Ha! Ding. I just want to bring note to that I
Yes.
won that bet.
Right.
We made a bet. Who's going to
Did
return
we have a
punts?
bet? Or
I don't think it was an actual bet.
No, it was a bet.
So who
Trust
do you
me,
put
I
back?
feel like I won a lot on
Who's
that
back there? Who's back there catching punts?
Amendola. Heath said Amendola. We thought it'd be Keyshawn
think-
Martin. So
For this
I
game,
was more hoping
this
it would
past
be
game
Keyshawn
and this
Martin.
game too, but
it should be Danny. Danny's expendable.
Thank
now.
you.
well,
I hate to say it. I mean, like
Wait,
he's the
expendable?
best. He's
this
the
guy
best.
here, huh? Oh, he's expendable
He just
now.
runs through.
Oh, he's the best kick. He's
the
the
stunt
best.
coordinator.
I'm just saying,
He's the
like,
stunt
he's not our
coordinator.
number
Next
one.
man up.
He's the best.
Hey, I got a guy who'll take your
pecking
day
chart.
rate.
You're number 3 on the
I'll get
pecking
you on
chart
the
now.
next
He's the most reliable punt returner on the team. That's what he is. Not expendable.
No, Edelman's better than him.
Anyways,
Did you bring him on?
I know.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I figured. I
Wait,
thought
if
it
we're
might be a
talking
week
special
where we
teams,
might be all over.
I mean, isn't it? What's
So-
up with Slater?
Yeah, I didn't
Is he
practice
done?
today.
Is
Didn't
he?
practice today.
Did he get hurt?
He's
He's hurt
dinged
every
up
week.
his shin in the Chiefs game, crashing into a photographer. So, I mean,
That's huge.
I got to think that photographer's out for next week too. But but Slater's going to be there. The guy is a
that how
wily
he is?
veteran. He's going to be there. And plus, when back in week 12, there was a pivotal special teams play that turned the game around, right? Like the Pats were up 21-7 going into the fourth quarter. What was that? What happened? Was it a punt return?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they return for a touchdown, or it was just a long return?
How far are we going back here? Because I can only go about 2 weeks back. and
Well,
it's-
You're going to the Denver
blank
game.
space.
This is probably a Kevin Me conversation then,
Okay.
but I think it was week 12. But
So wait, was it?
we'll have him do some research in the iPad. Maybe come up with something.
Is that the week that Martin was doing pretty well? He had a good punt return, and then he ended up fumbling it right after that. Was that when he was?
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
had a nice punt return. You saw him, you're like, and you're like, ooh,
Yeah, muffed
this
it.
is
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
He
he
muffed
like,
one.
Well,
crap.
in the last Denver game, it was Harper.
Right.
He's
And
the one
then-
that dropped and
right,
lost the
that's
ball,
right,
right? Because I think
right.
the Martin
That's
one
what
they
we're
got back.
talking about.
Okay.
See, I retrieved that. I don't know where.
Nice
That's,
job.
That was,
Wow.
that was the only thing back there.
Went back.
Good work.
Kev, something I want to throw to you. I'm putting the over/under about 8.5. As to how many F-bombs Jason dropped in front of his children the other day during the game.
I'd say we're in the over easily. I think you're a
Easily
little low
over?
on that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did I really?
They got you. I mean,
Well, speaking of children, I have to say I had one of my proudest parenting moments in my career so far. I woke up Monday morning. I came out, right,
yeah.
and I found my son watching the Pats on TiVo, and he says to me, "I missed the second half because I was hanging out with Griff, and I want to watch the second half."
Wow.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Hello.
I
It is
have
awesome.
done something right.
Wow.
Okay,
light.
so now he's got 3 keys he took from that game. Okay, and he talked to me about them a couple times.
Wow.
He mentioned them many times that he wanted me to bring up. He goes, "I need to talk about 3 things: Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman."
Boom.
I mean, he's a simple man, but he's got a point.
That's it. That's it. I think they're keeping that warm for Caston
Was
Finn.
that-
I mean, he's going to be in that chair next
I
week.
told him he might be able to come on the couch next week.
Okay.
How old is
Was
he?
that before?
He's 7.
Oh, after
That's fantastic.
you called me to come back over to fix the haircut you gave me at my house.
Yeah,
'cause-
that was after. That was after. I did give out haircuts after the Pats game. I will be giving out haircuts after this Pats game.
I mean, I
That
got a
buzz-
nice
we talk-
whip.
When we say
Jason is the
haircuts, we talking
benefactor.
scissors or buzzes?
Yeah,
Right
it was
there.
the buzz right there.
Right there.
Oh, the buzz. Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you,
A
his-
guy can.
his
a
son's-
barber, not a swan.
His son's haircut does not look the same.
No.
It was
No.
a little rough.
There was a little-
raw on the
yeah,
edges.
yeah.
So that's better.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, getting back to game action, and just before we stop climbing up Pat Chung's ass just for yet,
Right.
that a 2-play sequence. I don't know. I can't remember if it was on the Chiefs' first or second drive when he absolutely blows up the 2 dudes, and then Malcolm
Yes.
comes in and makes
Comes
the
in
tackle.
on the screen
Yeah.
pass or whatever. He blows the wedge up or whatever.
Huge.
Oh my god.
Huge. An animal.
I mean, embarrassment.
Oh, that was
I
unbelievable.
think it was like a tight end and someone else. It wasn't like 2 like small guys.
And then the very next play, or maybe it was 2 plays later, he grabs Kelsey's shirt and holds on.
Oh, was that him when he was getting dragged
Yeah,
with a little
yeah,
sled
spun
behind
around
him?
and
That
just-
was
yeah.
a great one.
Boom! That's why you do the hand squeezes. That's why you do the hand squeezes.
Was that
In the back, it was he got a loss on that, didn't he?
It was like a gain of like 2, but they had a punt after that, I believe.
Was
So
that
was a
better
third down play.
than Amendola blowing that dude up on
That
the
was the very next play when they had a punt.
Yeah.
And he just blew that dude up. He's like, hey, that's the way we're coached.
Belichick will take that 2.5-yard penalty every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
It ended up being like a 2.5-yard
And he stuck up
penalty
for him in the press conference. He's like, well, he's just going. At that point, he's blocking.
And that kind of set a tone, you know? I mean, like
totally
the Chiefs
did.
are coming into that game scrambled. Like, what are we going to do with Rob Gronkowski? What are we going to do with the GOAT? Oh, we can't stop him. Unbelievable. He's got all these weapons.
Right.
Well, guess what? Little Danny Amendola is
came out.
going to light you up
Yeah.
as if he is 6'7", 270.
That was
And
awesome.
that was just setting the tone.
When that
It was just
happened at
lovely.
the house, we were running around high-fiving each other because
my
that
God,
was
That
awesome.
it was like complete tone setter.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just like sent a message everywhere. And the fact that they only got 2 yards out of it was just like,
You know what that was? That was like old school Bruins. Joe Thornton just dropping the gloves right off the face-off and be like, pow, pow, pow. Okay, let's play.
I liked it.
was-
Whenever you get somebody to do that, fire up the team, it was fantastic.
so
and
good.
it only cost you 2.5 yards. Great.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I see that kid, and I know that kid. Like that little Napoleon weasel rat little kid.
What?
You're like, I will
That's it.
smack that kid so high.
Are you talking
Like,
about
you're like-
Dola?
But hey,
You
look
talking
at-
about Dola?
Reminds me of a guy that cracked block playing a flag football game one time.
Put him, penalty box. This kid's got to go to the penalty box. Penalty box.
Send him to the penalty
Penalty
box.
box.
Go in there.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Couch.
in there.
They're in the couch.
Do they
They're in
have,
the couch.
do they have vodka?
We need some music for this.
Get
We
up.
need some kick out music.
Boom, he's out. 2 minutes. 2 minutes in the box, buddy.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Can I take my
Yeah. You get your headphones over
I
there.
think you mean your mug of water. Can you take your mug of water with you? Don't show my
Unnecessary roughness.
Oh,
my God,
toss
thank
him.
you.
Jeez.
Oh, boy. Wow.
What were we talking about? So Amendola's awesome.
Wow.
The next...
Oh,
You know what
If
was
we want a
interesting?
Denver fan, we're gonna bring a Denver fan on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
unbelievable. This is crazy.
You know
This is
what?
crazy.
You know what was interesting? The fact how much they threw the ball. It was like running game. We don't need it. What's
Yeah.
this?
Steven Jackson, take a breather.
Are you worried about that at all, though? I mean, looking ahead, I mean, Denver's the #1 defense against the pass. Aren't we going to have some sort of balance?
Yes,
going
that
into
was the
game?
Miami game. That's the Miami game that everyone's worried about. So if you want to worry about having tape, what they can do with the running game, go back to Miami, which wasn't great, but that's what they were doing. They knew they'd have to have game plans where they wouldn't throw and run. They would have to throw all the time and run the ball. Now we're going into Denver. Hopefully it's going to be cold because we know what Peyton Manning's record's like when it's below 40 degrees. It's bad. And if it's cold, the Pats are going to run the ball, and hopefully they're going to be successful.
Well, that's interesting.
No, that's the
So I'm
thing. I
wondering-
mean, with the Miami game, though, we set out to run, but we didn't even run it that
Right.
effectively.
But
That's why I'm a little bit nervous. Not to mention the
With-
fact we blew that game, we lost it, and that's why we're going to Denver this week instead of Denver coming to Foxborough.
with absolute scrubs, though.
Right.
You
Well,
know.
that's. I mean, it's very interesting. I'm wondering, like, how are we gonna see a bit of a running game now? Like, is that gonna? Are we gonna see Steven Jackson? We've been waiting for this, right? Have we not?
I think we covered this on Saturday that with the dreads comes off the N in his name, and now that he's starting with the Patriots, it's a new guy. His name is Steve Jackson.
Oh,
All right.
sorry.
Yeah.
That must have-
Didn't we?
Well,
you might have got a little hazy
You
in
know.
the late game and forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What was the late game?
Anyway, Steve. But Steve Jackson, I kind of like it
missed
because
that
he's
one.
reborn. I kind of like it. He's a new guy. Steve Jackson.
All right. Well, I'm
Steve
interested. I mean, I do think that like they're gonna. We might see a little bit of running the ball, right? Establishing a run, maybe.
I think we're going to have to. I think, well, we don't have to, but, who knows what the game plan is. Unfortunately,
I don't
we don't
know.
know.
No one
We're
does.
not going to guess well, because guess what? The Broncos aren't even going to be able to
I
guess
think
well.
just the 2016 Pats of those 2015, 2016 Pats are one of those teams that the running game is the short passing game, basically. And it's just that boom,
Yeah,
boom,
right.
get
Yeah,
it
exactly.
out
Yeah.
in 1.7
Yeah.
and let these guys get some yards after
Right,
catch.
and they also do that kind of like, I don't even know what you call that, where the Brady just turns and flips it to a wide receiver in motion. You know what I mean? Like Edelman
Right.
or LaFell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that wide. It's like a wide receiver pitch almost. You know what I mean?
Right. I do want to move on, but we got to talk about Brady's run. I mean, wow, that kid! Oh boy, he's like a sundial. That when that guy gets going.
Well, as Edelman said, a Clydesdale.
A Clydesdale.
Clydesdale.
Yeah, and it's like you want him to get in because it's going to be so fired, but it's fired up. But it's like, oh my word! And even like that tweet he sent out, where like, hey Jules, how about blocking instead of flexing? Yeah. He's like, it's almost like a mid celebration slash
don't
oh my word!
Like
he's crunched. You know, it's like, you know.
He did take a shot to the head on that play too that I was worried about, but he didn't seem any worse for the wear.
No, he went over and was like an animal.
Took it out on McDaniels.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
He's like, McDaniels, you're not leaving anywhere. You're not taking a head coaching job anywhere.
And then sneaks at the next play.
You don't have to wait for a whistle. You can come back in the game.
All right, come on back.
Yeah, you come on back in.
So, I just before I forget.
All right.
Okay. And we were talking about the coaches. We finally got one of our fans asked us a question on Twitter.
Oh, I like that. Hey, what are your Twitter accounts, guys? Just in case anybody wants to light us up during the show, they can't light up Anthony and I.
At J Charelli, letter J, CHERELLA.
At Kevin F. Finn, KEVINFFINN.
Well, we got it there. We got it there. So hit these guys up with some tweets during the game or whatever, much like this guy did, or hit us up in the comment section on YouTube or AfterBuzz, or rate us on iTunes, whatever, guys. Let us know we're doing a job. If not, what did our boys say?
Okay, so our man Amar Singh at Blue Sky AM. Looks like we are keeping both McDaniels and Patricia. Gotta love keeping them together.
Huge.
No brainer.
Well, I mean, yes and no, though. Do we really? We don't know for sure. We do.
And what I said to him was like, like a lot of the rest of the teams right now, they're just, they can't wait. They just go out and they hire people, and the best coaches are still coaching. And to me, as an organization, don't you just wait, let the dust settle, and get the best person available?
I still.
Well, as the organization we root for, we just want them to keep winning.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
they can't interview those coaches for as late as possible.
Well, what
was great, and which kind of was the writing on the wall, which McDaniels did not take an interview in that bye week. So that was kind of like,
He didn't go down to Tennessee?
He did. I think I said, some malarkey about him going to Tennessee, signed, sealed, and delivered. They went ahead with Mike Malarkey, the interim coach. So forget about that.
That was double malarkey.
It was double malarkey there. And then the Eagles got their man, Doug.
Yeah, but
Peterson.
I mean, anything's possible. Just maybe a college team comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I still think there's a surprise firing potentially in one of the teams. I think there's potentially another head coach.
Remaining?
No. That could be out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think one of the teams that lost early in the playoffs potentially maybe could fire one of the coaches. I don't want to get too far into it, but maybe or maybe
give me a for instance. I'm intrigued. I mean,
well, for instance,
Cincinnati.
How about that?
Oh yeah, you guys are running Marvin Lewis out of town. I don't think that's going to happen. No.
I mean, now that it's already the dust is settled, it doesn't look like it. But let's focus on the Pats.
Okay.
Thank you, Amar.
Thank you, Amar. And
Pats fan in England across the seas.
As a Pats fan, I mean, that is ultimately where I'm lying on this is where I'm seeing is that you gotta kind of feel at a certain point that you're around something really effing special.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Josh McDaniel knows. He went out, he got a great opportunity, and it didn't work out. So he doesn't want to bolt for the first opportunity that he gets. And no matter what, I mean, how does this situation play out? Is it going to be any different for him next year? He's going to be able to have head coach. So why not stick around with Brady and see how this thing plays out?
There's value to the idea that like you're the offensive coordinator with Tom Brady, okay, with the best quarterback of all time. Like, let that play out. Be part of it. The best thing in NFL. Well,
there's no taking that back once you are the offensive coordinator for, however many things go on.
I quite honestly, I don't know that I'm leaving. I'm staying there and being like,
no, you're not going anywhere, Jay. You're staying right in that seat, and then we'll see you Sunday at your house. All right, buddy?
No.
All right. We got to move on to the Broncos game. Just summing up the Chiefs game, I thought Justin Coleman had a pretty nice game. He had that nice play on that third down. They ended up converting the fourth down, but
I thought he played a really solid game. He was very involved.
He's your boy.
A UFA, dude, that I'm still worried about. He's just an unsung hero this year. One of those guys that's just, when he plays, he's around the ball. He's around the football at all times.
I will say
Huge
this.
strip on that first thing by Chandler. I mean, that's another thing going back to the Pats usually, like the ball. Second, they did. Did they score on their first? Or they had a punt? But then they got it right back on that strip.
And score. Yeah, right.
Which was nice and scored. Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
Well, I was going to say, I'll say this about my takeaway from the KC game, and it will push us to the Denver game is, I'm a little bit worried about teams who can go deep. And I'm not saying that Denver can, but, Jason Avant had some deep balls. He got behind the secondary. He had 62 yards. And KC's not a team that can throw deep, but when they did,
well, there was a big chunk on that scramble where Chandler had him in his grasp, and he just kind of like scrambled on the third down, made that long bomb. That was huge.
Peyton Manning cannot scramble like Alex Smith, though. That totally changes everything.
No,
but he's got a much better arm than Alex Smith does. I mean, there's no way.
I don't know.
Not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, well, okay, I'm sorry.
I think they're actually equivalent right now. Alex Smith is. I'm always impressed.
Do we not get beat twice in KC? Like with the long ball? Like, I mean, where it was just a bad throw. Like, Alex just was like, threw it like over the head, out of the sidelines, where you're like, wow, he had a couple of feet on him. You know what I mean? And like, so I mean, I like to believe the same thing. I'm just saying, basing Peyton Manning over the course of his career as opposed to last year, he has that potential. And that's why you can never underestimate the guy. It's Peyton Manning. So, I mean, you got to think like... But then you're like, who do they have for receivers? I mean, Demaryius Thomas has been crap this year. He's been dropping balls
he's still
left
a beast.
and right.
He can
Don't get me
turn
wrong.
around just
At
like
any
that.
moment.
He's still a beast.
So if you have a Peyton who's on for the day and a Demaryius Thomas who's catching...
And an Emmanuel Sanders.
And you throw Sanders in the mix, then you're like, okay.
Owen Daniels.
And look at Emmanuel Sanders is the biggest threat right now. Actually, to me... I would say we have to worry more about their run game with C.J. Anderson.
That's what I'm more
you got to pick your biggest threat. You put Butler on our guy Sanders, and then you just release the hounds on the run team and say, "Hey, Peyton, beat us by the air. Like beat us."
Yeah.
I mean, you go out. Besides us shutting down Sanders,
well, you can also get Demaryius Thomas,
and you put the gamble on Demaryius being fourth in line. You know what I mean? Like, to me. It's stop the run, stop Sanders, then put Peyton, then Demaryius.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. I mean, like,
stop the run's got a high priority. I mean, Anderson gassed them last time. 15 carries, 113 yards, 2 TDs.
Brutal.
Broncos rushed for 179 yards. Pats blew that 21-7 lead. That 48-yard run in overtime when they let him get the edge. And they were letting him get the edge kind of all day on that. So
that was brutal.
I mean,
Chandler dropped the ball. I mean, like, you got to...
Hopefully Hightower's healthy. He was limited. Hopefully Collins, he was limited today in practice. I mean, it's going to be a usual injury report for the Patriots during the playoffs where a third of the roster is listed as questionable. Right. I mean, that's just the way Belichick does it.
He's a genius.
It's so great. And it seems like we're going to have a full stack. I mean, the only guy who missed practice today is Matt Slater, and nobody thinks that animal's going to be out of the game. So I'm totally stoked about it. I am a little bit nervous, like you say, about the run, but I really think that it's going to be the key matchup is going to be the number one pass defense in the league versus a team that has shown at times to be the number one pass offense, and that's the Patriots. And I just think, despite them having the first defense, Pats are just going to come out winging it around again.
I know.
And just
winging it.
Spread it around, and, you got a guy in number 12 who not only is one of the best at pre-snap reads, much like Peyton Manning is, but also in the post-snap reads. And just deciding in a split second, which one of my matchups am I going to assault right now?
I mean, you saw that on display in the Chiefs game. I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter if you have the right defense called. If you don't have the defense on the field at the right time, and he's already snapped the ball. I mean, there's a couple plays there where the defense is coming on the field and Brady's just gashing him with Edelman. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just 15, 20 yards, bam, and they've not even settled. And that's all coaching, and that's all on Belichick. You know what I mean? Just exacting those matchups and finding them and taking advantage of them at the right time.
So, I mean, you guys that have been on a field trip before, maybe to the zoo, your chaperone has probably told you, hey, there's the lion cage. Don't put your hands inside the cage, kids. It turns out that despite old Gary Kubiak's best efforts, 2 of his guys put their hands in the cage and calling out Tom Brady this week, calling him a crybaby and a whiner. We touched upon it earlier. Antonio Smith and Malik Jackson. I think it only kind of begs the question for all Pats fans, who the hell is Antonio Smith and Malik Jackson? Yeah. You know, it's like, and why do they think they can call out the GOAT?
It seems to happen every year.
Oh,
it's just
I love
amazing.
it. It's like, why give the Patriots anything?
Yeah.
Especially
anything.
Brady.
I know. Does he need any more? You know, you know, now that I'm a fan, that is a fan of a team that has 4 Lombardis in their lobby, you know, sometimes I get a little empathetic to the other fans in the league. And I was kind of dwelling on this after the game the other day. What do fans of teams that don't have Tom Brady at the helm, what are their Sunday mornings like?
They hate us.
Because
They're hating.
I mean, my Sunday mornings are like,
so bitter.
woo, woo, and during
Yeah.
the playoffs,
Coffee,
it's
bacon.
Christmas. It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Sunday
Every year.
mornings, it was unbelievable. I was lighting this kid up like two hours before game time. Like, what's up? Oh, how are we doing? What are we doing for pregame? You know, what's going on?
Well, I know
You
what
know,
I was doing. I was warming up. I don't know where you were.
But hey, I mean, you told me it was like an hour to game time when it was like 2
Well,
and a half.
you were like, when are people coming over? Me and Kevin are over there already having a drink. I don't know what you were doing.
All right, I'll be there at 9 a.m. this week. No problem. But, all right. So looking forward to this. We got to give the kid Fleming props for. Did you hear about this? Darius Fleming, linebacker for the Patriots. He pulled a lady out of a burning car last week and smashed his arm or leg through the thing in order to
22
stitches. So that boy Darius, way to do it. I mean,
Knucklehead.
hey, he was still playing.
Knucklehead, he said.
Did he hurt himself doing it? Was he okay?
Yeah.
Did he hurt himself or is he
How many
okay?
minutes are gonna
22
drink?
stitches. He was still in the game. We are a little thin at linebacker. He shouldn't be doing
Yeah,
that.
really. I mean, he's got a
I mean, we had Dakota.
Well, they-
Johnson.
Did the door not open up? And did he try
No,
the
he's
door
trying to
handle
get-
first?
he-
Or did he just
yeah,
go over and he just like...
he just went He-Man on him.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Did
so
he
the,
try, I think he's not the sharpest tack
You're
in
in
the
the
play.
movies, you know, you can't grab the handle. It's
try
too
to-
hot.
Hot. What is it? Was it hot? Was it a movie? Was he on fire? Was the car on fire?
Car on fire.
Yeah, it was a blazing mess. There was fire everywhere. There's actually guns firing. There was missiles actually.
But I do want to say this thing. And Peyton in his game, he got around pretty good. You know, and especially when he did that like possum play where he died and then got up and like.
Are you talking about Peyton Manning in his game? I mean, the arm was. I mean, they were talking about the drops, and I was like, oh yeah.
I guess I was
know
thinking
you guys
more of
are
the
in
plan
part
of
of it,
fashion.
like,
wobble.
well, yeah, and like he was missing receivers, and
He had a lot of drops.
Yeah,
though.
he did a lot of drops.
he did have
He
a
had
lot
5
of
or
drops.
6 drops.
But
He's never been a guy
you know
that
why
has
he
a
has
frozen
drops?
ropes.
Because he throws a duck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he throws ducks.
And they've been
But if
catching.
they're
They've
there-
been catching laser beams before that.
I was just impressed with the way he got around with that plantar fascia, you know, and he seemed to look healed.
Plantar fascia, you believe that? Huh?
You know?
Yeah.
HGH, you work so good.
That's not the Patriot way. That's not the Patriot way.
now.
Be careful. You'll be on that couch
You're
too.
right. You're right.
hilarious.
Respect your opponent. Respect your opponent. As Coach Belichick would say, we will never ever underestimate Peyton Manning.
That's right.
I don't
Even
know
though
if he
he
said
doesn't,
that. I don't know if he said underestimate.
he certainly just he was more.
He was from the
phonetically
south. It was underestimate. Got underestimate that Peyton Manning.
Wow.
Jenny.
correct. All right. We're all excited for Manning Brady 17. Anthony, before we send off, is there anything you promote? When's the Roberto Duran movie coming out?
Oh, I don't.
We got a while for that?
Actually, no. I think it's in a couple of months. I think it said March.
All right.
They're gonna release that in America. Yeah.
Anything else we gotta look for you on? Playing a corpse on cold case? Anything else?
Just this nasty falling, waxing old.
Oh, we need that thing again. Oh, man. Cool, brother. So that's awesome. All right, we're going to sign off, gang. Like I say, hit these guys up on Twitter. You know their Twitter handles. And, hit us up in the comments section. Let us know. Hopefully we'll have another show past next week. So we appreciate you guys listening. This has been another edition of Patriots Wrap 360. For Kevin, Jason, Anthony, I'm Mike Conley. Go Pats.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
One thing that I do know that we are
Buzz you later.
was
The
that
views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.